I'm in my Sunday musings and I come around this interview of my own brother ODARTEY LAMPTEY, a recent interview that he had with Dankwa Kuyabua, my colleague, regarding some issues he's had in the past. And I'm sure those of you who have followed ODARTEY LAMPTEY's issue with his former wife or ex-wife regarding the paternity test of 3 children that he's had for 19 years, which proved not to be his in 2013. This is an earth-shattering story. It's something that we can never stop talking about, and I'm sure he himself can never shy away from interviews or going about having more disclosures on this story because of how monumental the story is. I'm not sure it's ever happened to any man in the history of Ghana before, at least on the record. So it's a story that will go on and on and on. And I'm glad that people like Sarkodie have said ODARTEY LAMPTEY should try as much as possible to write a book. And I agree perfectly with Sarkodie when he said that ODARTEY LAMPTEY at this point should try as much as possible to put everything he's been through life in a book. ODARTEY LAMPTEY revealed to Sarkodie that, not to Sarkodie, to Dankwa Kuyabua, that he's become a counselor to a lot of men who are going through the ordeal that he's had to experience. So ODARTEY LAMPTEY says there are a lot of men who have done DNA tests, and some of them have committed suicide, some of them have had stroke, some of them are unable to continue with life no matter the amount of money and their state in life. And he ODARTEY LAMPTEY is being called upon. So many numbers are calling him, telling him that they've done DNA, and the children that they thought were for them have proved not to be theirs. It's a shocking story if you are a man. And the recent interview, the revelation that struck me so much, I want us to listen to ODARTEY LAMPTEY's interview and the part that I think we all need to take some cue from. Reason why he said he's become strong. He nearly pulled a gun. He wanted to go to prison, but thought that he had life and needed to move on. Let's listen to that part of the interview and come back.
But all this is tribute. Maybe I'm funny in time. Take it cool.
Hey, why are the mom? Why are the papa?
Oh, minimum crop as Sibu as me by. Pinning for baby, mean body, Sibu advice. I'm a baby. I be a quaco dear Ninia, and I be moody. Umboquaco should name your mobile no more take action.
Yeah,
be when you stroke, I do my bum and chance. How do I survive? Because I'm on Tiasi. It be a more no cram, baby, but. To me, so how do I cope? Now me more advice, but I strongly believe say Sebu Bema dear, we are Bema. Mawejuma ye Warwejuma. Because me kaipa sas asem we buy. Won't buy baby amity. By we baby anamity could be nice. Me buy honamity. Nan sama Martin be at the Maricordin, I be an Eshama, some namity. Nami from with futu. Intino, who are with Juma? Sebu, Juma no swab wow. I bema, what you need free near my baby so. But say, want to me and get close to your job, na. Would you want you bema? A dear na ekutiana, obelusu too. One obelusu with Juma. And son was so loose with the and I don't know, and I don't know. I always thank my father. I've been through a lot as a child. Me papa punish me pa, but me first say, "Oh, mommy, e bema." I'm a more fries, and I say, "Me ni am been to me."
Hey, I'll go come on. Even you that. Was a yes of 1 year, you will be a bocola. Would you handle the same way for Yakumapa? I will nip on you with Yamisha. How were the kids relating to you afterwards?
Oh, I know the. If he say with lawyer's advice, no, I should keep distance, which is true because at the end of the day, no, I could get close. Maybe I make a can be now quite time or court, and I decided to do that. But now me, I don't have anything against them. They are innocent.
Yeah.
So since I remember, I mean, sure, will be other. Sebi amekwa can be na akwa time or court.
You are right.
And I decided to do that. But na no. Me, I don't have anything against them. They are innocent.
Yeah.
Sebi, since I remember, I mean, sure, will be other. Sebi, ba said that me be a sure be na be a help be a to me aboa. I mean, if I'm capable of, why not? But I'm say lawyers' advice since case never end, you know. I stay that way because I went through a lot. Because minimum or so name form when you're more fault. Maybe they were coached to do that. I won't take that one. I won't hold that one against them.
Hi. God. Up till now, it whatever. Say, I bet what by council and so for almost
a lot. Because me to me reading maybe social media. I be my go through what I've been through, but they can't survive. And I make no. Mean to me number need a baby. Maybe I'm more than get closer to my cry. Say you be in a stroke. We be a kuno. We be to me control no. Because if I finding out. Say, but na make no. It's no be you are saying there. It's no be but the me feel say I deal with that. Me bomb pie say Sunday went to be. I mean what I've been through no. Mean that there is no way me enemy cram name say no nya me oboku me bomb pie say they went to. But then there's a way you have to handle it.
Well, I'm sure it will give you sleepless nights.
I mean because as I said you me what me feel now I'm rubber baba dynamic say obekumi.
Now because it is a wolf who fear no be a treaty.
It's like Sebi, we are Babesi, we get no wood, sika no jeopardy or no say Fabra. Now watch now, no as a bon some man say, oh, bye bye, Jinako.
Well, so you clearly understand, and those who don't understand, what he means is that he went through a lot in those periods. He nearly wanted to take a gun and pull the gun to, maybe the children or the wife, and he was ready to go to jail, but he had a quick thought about it and decided to stop and move on in life. And that's why he entreats every man. He knew that ODARTEY LAMPTEY entreats every man to take their work or job seriously. Because when you encounter any difficulty in life and you don't have a job, or you are not passionate about your job, you are going to break down. He only survived this because his job was so passionate to him, and so he will move to the location of his academy and start to reminisce things that have gone on, look at the kind of investment he's made, and say, let everything go. Now, this is deep. The key point of the interview was when he said that he was ready to help the kids, even though the kids with his ex-wife that he nurtured, that he groomed, that he cared for, catered for, and found out after 19 years that they were not his kids. He was ready to help them if they ever come to him for any support. I'm sure that is what Danko Akuyeboah could not understand, and said he needed to go into evangelism. He needed to start preaching the word of God, because he was not merely a man. And I understand, not only Danko Akuyeboah, like Sarkodie has said, ODARTEY LAMPTEY needs to write a book. If you ever encountered him, Ni is a man with a different kind of heart, special kind of heart. And ever since I got closer to him, I've never ever seen any man as stronger as he is in terms of mentality and heart. His fortitude is unparalleled. To have the courage after all these years and say, if these children, and he mentioned in the interview that the children took him through a lot, make demands, several demands and other things that was very unconscionable, very unbelievable. Things were surprising to him that children would do that to their father. But he decided to do it. And he knew that they were being coached, and it was not their fault. They were minors. And now some of them are adults, and he's ready to help them. It's been 13 years or so, more than 10 years since this came to light. And he says if he ever encounters them anywhere needing support, he will genuinely support them and help them. And has been news this week. So many men cannot contain. Some of them pull guns. But ODARTEY LAMPTEY has become a counselor, like he says, for some men going through this. I'm sure this is something that every man in this world would want to take a cue from. Now he has a family with his new wife, Rueda, and 3 children, ODARTEY LAMPTEY Jr., and 2 beautiful girls. He's moved on in life, become the Ghana under-20 assistant coach, won a trophy last month at the Legon Stadium in the African Games as assistant coach, and life has been very good for him. But he went through this and then a very lengthy litigation with the ex-wife over properties or spousal property distribution. The court ordered that he's supposed to get his house back and all that. So if people say Sarkodie and others say ODARTEY LAMPTEY needs to write a book, I agree with them. This man has a special heart. After all the years, even though he's never encountered the children again, never seen them anywhere, he says that he shares a special bond, and in case they ever come to him for any form of help or support, he's ready to help them. Recently, there was a Nigerian player who also went through this, and he's not been seen. Per the articles I read, he's not been seen for a long time. He's been indoors and nobody knows what's happening to him. I don't think it's easy, but that is not even comparable to what Ni went through. 3 children, and all of them not his after 19 years, but now says he's ready to help the children if they ever come to him, or if he ever finds out that they need any form of support. That is what Danko Akuyeboah was baffled or rattled by, the kind of heart and mental fortitude that ODARTEY LAMPTEY has. Something that we all need to think and mull over, because if we keep on mulling over some of the things, we become stronger as men. Instead of taking your life or taking a life when something happens to you, no matter how big the blow is, ODARTEY LAMPTEY says, move on in life. You never know what is ahead. I don't know how many men, including myself, can take this pain and walk through it. But ODARTEY LAMPTEY every year gives us a reason to move on, regardless of what has happened to you. Any man would think that life has come to an end. You are done with your career now. I'm sure you all know the story. Now to start a new family after 20 years of marriage, children not yours, after taking them through university and all that, and then he started again, and from the scratch he's building a very beautiful family that we are proud of. But like we say, ODARTEY LAMPTEY is a very special kind of man, and I agree with Sarkodie and Danko Akuyeboah. Men and everyone, women, should be stronger when there are blows that hit them. It's not easy, but we need to commend this guy. He's now a counselor, so if you know anybody who is going through this and wants him to speak to him, he says his number is available. People have been calling him to ask how he deals with the trauma, and he's going through it seamlessly. Not so seamless, not so effortless, but at least he makes it quite look good on him, that he can brace through every storm in this world. Thank you.